So what you're telling me with the sensor pen is that I can move the line over to where I want it a whole lot easier than I have been doing it.
Yes, instead of having to do tapping till you move it to the location you want, choose the pen icon.
Okay.
Now choose the very first one. Sure, now you touch on your fabric where you want it to go.
If you want it to go fabric where I want it to go.
If you want it to go all the way over to the right, just touch it. It'll slide right over with one tap. See how it just moved all the way?
Okay.
Okay.
And then I don't even have to okay it. I can just do this, right?
Correct. You're all set.
Okay. So I aim my points into this, back to my flying geese.
Right.
There we go. And then you know what I forgot to do before?
I'm curious, why do you not have the pivot feature on?
That was exactly what I forgot to activate before.
There you go.
The pivot feature, what happens now is when I get to the end and I'm done, it just goes, the foot goes up automatically.
Sure. That way you can turn around to your other side.
Right. I forgot.
That's okay.
So what else can I do?
We just like these helpful tints, that's all.
So what else can I do with the pen? You're the pen expert.
So in case you didn't want to actually move the line, your line is there, but you want to move the needle position, then you choose that same pen icon on your screen.
Okay.
And now you select the second choice there, which has the arrows going left and right. Okay, touch that one. Now you're going to touch on your fabric where you want the needle position to be. Not the laser guideline, but where you want the needle to line up with. And you touch on here where the line is showing you where the needle will be. So you just touch.
I'm going to go the other way.
Okay.
I'm a little confused here.
It's okay.
Okay.
So if you need the needle to be right there, you touch the pen right where you want the needle to go. Okay. Now same way you confirm. Either confirm it with your pen right here.
Okay.
Now see what happened? The needle jumps to where you touched.
Okay.
So you're not, the second one sets the needle position where the first one sets where you want the laser guideline to be.
Okay.
Just the easy way to do it here instead of going back and forth, touching here, seeing if it moved right, come back and touch here, see if it moved right. You can just stay concentrated right there and use your pen for your settings.
Okay.
It's kind of a convenient thing.
What else? I saw 4 things here.
Yes, well this last one here is for endpoint. Now the reason the third one's not highlighted is because it's to determine a width.
Okay.
And since we have a straight stitch selected, there is no width.
So if I select
a zigzag or a blanket stitch, then we'll play with that one.
Then I can say, okay, so you want me to do that now or do you want me to do the endpoint first?
We can do endpoint first.
Okay.
So if you select that endpoint, then you can take this piece of fabric, just because I did this to make it easier for you to see what I'm trying to show you.
Okay.
If you are sewing and stitching along and you want to stop at a particular location, you can take the sensor pen and touch here where you want to stop. Like as if you wanted to stop right here where these 2 stripes meet, you would touch the pen right there.
And it would stop. Let me put my lacer in the middle first.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, so it doesn't want me to do that. There we go. Let's put the lacer in the middle.
Okay.
And we'll okay that. And now I can do the endpoint.
Correct.
So what are my parameters here? As long as I'm within the length of the lacer line?
Yes, that's a good way for you to think of it. You have about 8 inches here where the pen works, but actually because you don't want to touch over here where, if your fabric was this long, you can't touch out here. You have to touch on your surface.
Okay.
So if you wanted the stitching to stop right where those 2 stripes meet, you just touch right there.
Okay.
Okay, now you just sew. Yep, you can say okay on your screen.
And then sew.
And now you just go ahead and stitch, and it will stop right where you touched. See, it slows up before you even get there, and it stops right on the dime where you touch the pen to the fabric.
You know where I think this would be helpful? I'm thinking, what if you're going to do a miter?
Sure.
What if you're going to do a miter and you want to stop exactly at that 1/4 inch?
And I've told a lot of quilters like to do it for their Y seams.
That makes sense too.
Okay.
But I was thinking, okay, bear with me here. Okay, let's say I'm doing a miter. When I do a miter, I go right to that end point and then I reverse. If I had my machine set up so that my reverse was on my small pedal for the foot, so I stop at the end point, then do my reverse, and my miter would be perfect.
Yes.
Be perfectly locked in there, right?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking.
All right.
Okay, so I have 4 options. We could do the zigzag on the stripe, huh?
Sure.
Okay, so I want to get out of my quilting program.
Okay, choose a zigzag stitch or a blanket stitch here, like this one, number Q16.
Okay,
All right, so that's like a, is that what you referred to as a blanket stitch?
pretty much.
Okay.
Backwards blanket stitch. Let's do Q14.
All right,
That's a frontwards blanket stitch. And I want to turn off the lacer, right?
for now.
Okay.
Okay, now if you choose your sensor pen icon and see how the width is now active for you, it's
Yes.
available. Okay, you touch that one. Now your screen tells you to touch the first point of the stitch width. So if you wanted to make it be, like pretend to make it as wide as that green stripe, you would touch on the left side. Okay, and now you either confirm the way you did before by touching and holding outside
I
of
did
the
it very
outside
well.
of the stitch field, or just touch OK on your screen.
I don't think I did that right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, now touch OK on the screen or confirm with your pen. Now touch
Okay.
the right side. All right,
Oh, that was
confirm
perfect.
again. So now say OK or confirm with the pen. Perfect. Now you just
Okay.
go ahead and stitch. Now if you want to use the laser guide to help you get this straight, you can turn it on. No, this
Okay.
one.
Oh,
no,
I always do everything with the pen
This
now.
one. Yeah, but you don't want to move the stitch over.
That's
So now
true.
you can see where the laser guide is on the screen compared to the relationship of your stitch.
So you think I'm in the right place then? You go down. Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Yep. Now you just watch your laser guide line on that stripe, and you know you have the stitch width, the appropriate one that you wanted. Now it's kind of crazy. We'd never really stitch over stripes in real life. I know. But that helps you learn what I'm trying to show you. So if you wanted to
Okay.
stitch over a piece of ribbon or a piece of trim, and you don't know how wide it is, you don't want to measure, you don't want to stitch first and practice and then do it again and keep altering, you just touch it on either side of your trim, and whatever width it is, it will make it that wide.